Oh my gosh, why is my hair frizzy? Does it look focused? Where are all of my... Hey everyone, welcome back to our channel. Welcome if it's your first time watching a video. We are making a video today about our New Year's goals and just some things that we are hoping to achieve throughout this year, or just maybe some changes that we're hoping to make. And so we're just going to talk about that one back and forth of just some things that we're hoping to do this year. So yeah. My turn? I guess without further ado, we'll get right into it. Kristen's going to start.
Okay, so the first thing that I have is fully surrendering everything to God. And I've said that before, I've said that for a long time. Like, yeah, of course, like I let God have everything in my life, but I've recently realized that I don't fully surrender my anxiety, my self-doubt. There's a whole bunch of things that I've realized that like I really need to lay at the feet of Jesus. So that is something that I want to work on. It's just like some things are harder to kind of let go of, and like I'm someone who just really likes to be in control of every single thing in my life, and I need to learn to stop that, because obviously God knows what's better for me than I do. So.
And it's exhausting to live like that as if you're in control, because you're really not, and so it's like, oh no, it doesn't really make sense to try to like do that. So something I wrote down is to take an interest in others more. And that sounds kind of weird, but just like, I don't know, I guess just being more interested in other people's lives, and not in like a nosy weird way, but just like with my friends and my family, like asking questions and just kind of getting to know them on a deeper level, and going past that like surfacey conversation, and just really letting people know that I'm there for them and that I want to listen to them, and not always just be in it for me, if that makes sense. I think it takes a lot of pressure off when you remove the spotlight from yourself and you actually like focus on other people and realize that not everything in life is about you. And so I want to practice that more by just like caring about other people and their life and what they have going on and what their struggles are and things like that, and just kind of investing in that on a deeper level is something that I want to do more of this year.
That's good. Okay, so the next thing is start taking my faith seriously and be about the mission. So I just went with my church to a mission-focused conference for the beginning of the year. I really wish you could have been there. It was so good. But they just talked a lot about like, what are we spending our time doing? What are we focusing on? Like our relationship with the Lord and being about the mission should be our top priority. And so that's something that I really want to refocus on and kind of reconsider how I'm spending my free time. I hate to admit it, but I spend a lot of time on myself. Like Cameron was just saying, that's kind of one of my goals too, is to really start to invest in people and like start living out what I'm talking about all the time. Start actually like doing the things that I'm talking about. So yeah, that's definitely one of mine.
It's good. So another one of mine, so I wrote down to post more on my vlog channel, and so I have a separate YouTube channel for my vlogs that I started about a year ago. And so I think to take this deeper, what I really want to do, and this is something that I had as one of my goals last year, and I'm still trying to put into practice, is being excited about my hobbies and not embarrassed about them. And I think that like I love social media, I love YouTube, but it is kind of one of those things where you're like, oh my gosh, people are judging me, people are making fun of me. Like with our YouTube, like I've had people watch our videos like in public when I'm there, and like they're not making fun of us at all, but it's just like still like kind of scary.
The judgment.
Yes, and like just doing anything that's kind of not outside the normal, because YouTube is very normal, but just like something that's a little more different than what just everybody does, it can be kind of scary. But I don't know, I think just being unashamed about the things that I'm excited about, and like not being afraid to be different, and just embracing my creativity and my uniqueness instead of trying to hide it. I think I acknowledged that I wanted to do that last year, and I think I took a few steps toward that goal, but I want to do that even more so this year, and just like flourish more in that, of just being excited about my talents and my hobbies and the things that I'm interested in, and not just try to like shove it to the side or act like it's embarrassing or like no one cares. Like just embracing it and like owning it and getting excited about it, I think it's something I want to do. So
I wholeheartedly believe that the earlier in life you choose to do that, the happier you're gonna be.
Oh yeah.
Because at least for me, I've spent so much of my life like trying to get other people's approval with everything that I do, and just like feeling the judgment and being like, no, like I'm not gonna step outside the box in any way, like but if you're like everybody else, then like that's so boring. So I love that one actually. My next one, take initiative to spend more time in my Bible and more time in prayer. So I'm someone who really struggles actually with spending time with the Lord, and maybe that sounds really bad, but I am in the middle of a social media fast right now. I intentionally did that because I wanted to refocus my attention on the Lord, and despite me doing that, even though social media is a huge distraction for me, I still am struggling. Like, I still have to say, no, Kristen, like, you're going to spend time in your Bible, you're going to spend time in prayer. And once I do that, like, I enjoy it. I'm like, why don't I do that so much more often? But it's getting there. It's like difficult for me to get there. So I need to really make it a priority every single day, because I know it's just going to make my life so much better and give me more peace in every area of life. And I just need to do it every single day.
To jump on that, like, I started a Bible plan January 1st last year. And I stuck to it until August, and then I quit.
Really?
I quit in August. So for y'all who don't know, I go to Bible college, and so I'm reading a ton of scripture every single day. More so than what my Bible plan was, you know? It's like, it's not like I was going without. But I really got to the point where to be completely honest, I just dreaded all of that reading. It felt like so much. And I almost had this like legalistic mindset where I was like, I just feel like I'm a bad person if I don't do it, but I don't want to do it, like it's so much, and it was just overwhelming. I think I read like probably 4 or 5 chapters a day, which really isn't even that much. It was just a lot for me to go from very little to that. And I wanted to like slow down and actually meditate on the scripture I was taking in and not just rush through it, you know?
Feel like it's a checklist.
Yeah, exactly. And so I've been trying to think about like, what is that line between being disciplined to read anyway, but also not just reading out of obligation, like doing it because you feel like you have to. Yeah, and it's something I'm still figuring out. So I just thought about that when you were talking, like, because you do want to be disciplined despite how you feel. Like, you still want to read it, but it's also like...
but it shouldn't be... I see where you're...
You don't want to do it where it's like, I'm earning favor with God. Like, that's not how it works. So I don't know.
But here's the thing I've found. It's like, the more often you do it, like, the more you want to.
Yeah, like, you never regret doing it.
So...
It's just the decision to actually...
Some days it's going to be more difficult than others. Like, because, like, of course... Satan doesn't want you to get in the Word, so he's going to try to distract you. That's something we talked about at Mission Focus, actually. I have it written down here. It's like, could we believe God as much as Satan? Like, Satan's on his mission to distract us and to detour us from what God has from us. So, like, why aren't we about the mission? Like, that's crazy to think about for me. So,
yeah, that's true. Good point. So another one I have, being in college, I go to coffee shops a lot and I eat out a lot. And so something I wrote down was just saving money while eating out and getting coffee. And so I was talking to one of my friends about this, and I think we're both going to do it, hold each other accountable maybe, is only buying coffee once a week. So I love being at coffee shops, and I'm more than happy to go to coffee shops more than once a week, but I'm not going to buy coffee every time I'm there. Especially now, because I have a Keurig that I can have in my dorm room and make my own, which I still have to buy the coffee for that, but just not buying coffee all the time, because it's a really social thing to do. Yeah. And those $5 coffees, they add up really quick, and so just being disciplined to not only that, but also fast food, like only buying fast food once a week. Also, that's good for my health as well as my bank account, and so just being more disciplined in that area, because first semester of college, I would swipe that card and not even know, like, literally, probably...
How much was in there?
Yeah, literally. I didn't keep track of how much coffee I bought every week, how many Chick-fil-A runs I went on. Like, I didn't keep track at all. So just being more mindful of it now I think, and just smarter with my eating plan at Ozark too, because there's food at the cap. So
I have to say though, every college student, I feel like every college student goes through that. It's like so easy because all your friends are going,
and it's like fun for a little bit. Like you don't have to be like so strict that you can't ever have fun, but there is a fine balance to find. So
maybe finding different things to do with friends, like more walks or like you know, trips or you know whatever.
Exactly.
But
for sure. Another thing I wanted to do is to have a more consistent prayer life. Like on my close friends Instagram story, I asked all my girlfriends, it's a girls only story, and I asked them to tell me what my New Year's resolutions should be, because I always come up with my own, but I was like, oh, I want to switch it around and have other people tell me what mine should be. And so all these friends, they know me pretty well, and so I trusted them. And multiple of the girls said to have a consistent prayer life, and then one of my friends said to do like short 5-minute prayers every day. And so this sounds really weird, but I actually set a timer on my phone for 5 minutes. I've done this like 2 or 3 times now since the new year, and I just prayed until the timer would run out. And I never ran out of things to talk about. Like I could pray forever, but I think just being consistent with short little prayers instead of trying to have like these extravagant, like long drawn out prayers, because that's not always realistic and it's not always genuine either. But just trying to be consistent with something, because it can be hard to have like that one-on-one time. It's easy to just like oh, it's not that big of a deal, it's fine. But like prayer really is important, and it's something that we can't afford.
It's so powerful too.
To miss out on. Yeah, we talked about this in class one time. One of my professors said something so good. He said, when you abandon your prayer life, you abandon your relationship with God. And it's so true, because that's your communication. So when you cut off that communication, you're basically cutting off the relationship, and I don't want to do that. So I'm trying to get back into that consistency with God. So
this is a side note and not like anything really to do with the video, but I would say, since we're talking about it, if you're someone who's struggling with prayer, like just start. Even if it feels weird or you don't know what you're doing, like literally just talk. It doesn't have to be a certain script or like any certain way. Like just talk to God, and the more you do it, the easier it becomes, and then you start forming that relationship. So
exactly.
And yeah, it's like once you go, sometimes I feel like that. It's like I start and I'm like, I don't really know what I'm going to talk about, but then you just start going and it's like, oh, like you know, you've been going for several minutes now. So
and it really does change everything.
Yes.
Like it.
I feel like every time I'm done praying, it's like a weight off my shoulders.
I'm like, why don't I do this more often?
It's just the motivation to like actually sit down and do it.
Very true.
I think one more thing that I didn't have on my list that I would add is just like really trying to enjoy the season that I'm in. I'm someone who tends to like look forward to the next season of my life and almost not enjoy where I'm at. And it's like I prayed for so long to be exactly where I'm at right now in life. I'm married, I have a wonderful husband, I have a beautiful baby girl, and I get to stay home with her. I get to cherish this time with her. So I've been kind of struggling with truly enjoying that, and so I want to cherish that time with her and just really enjoy my time. So.
I think everyone can probably say that, like just patience, contentment, that kind of stuff. But yeah, we challenge you guys, if you don't already, to sit down and think about some goals that you might have, maybe your word for the year, just whatever, ways to be intentional. If you want to share with us your goals, text us or comment them or whatever. We would like to hear what you guys are doing and thinking of. So thanks for watching. What else do you want to say?
Hopefully we get up another video sooner than
like
gap.
The 6 months gap in between. It's hard now that we're living 2 hours away. It was hard when we were 30 minutes away. Now it's 2 hours, but yeah, it's okay. So. Well, we hope you guys have a great start of your year. If you're on Christmas break or you're back in school now or working, whatever it is, we're sending you good vibes and good luck to this year. And yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Bye.
Thanks.